what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Neato. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning everybody, I'm Pedro's Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right, this year we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello everybody hanging out in the Discord chat room. If you'd like to join us throughout the show, you can throw in some questions, comments, what have you, in the Discord chat room. Invite code to that is discord.gg/Adafruit. Take a moment to welcome everybody to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Let's say some shout outs.
Good morning everybody hanging out in the Discord. We got Dexter, we got Andy Calloway, Dude Wester, we got Blitz City.
Liz, good morning
Liz
everybody.
in the Hangouts. Mark Gambler.
Hey Mark.
Good morning. We are hanging out in the Facebooks, on the YouTube chat, and on the Discord. Oh, don't forget Twitch, and forget the Twitter one, and the LinkedIn one.
Okay. Cool. Well, welcome to the show. We have some fun stuff to talk about. We got some prototyping stuff. We got a new project this week. We have some shop talk, community makes, some CAD stuff, some Lego stuff, all this and more on, you guessed it, Ask a Designers. Asking some designers. All right, so I got some housekeeping stuff, as we do every show in the mornings. We'll walk through them and get to the show. So first up, I want to talk about the new updates to the freebies. Looks like you head on over to adafruit.com/free. You can see all the different things that are available. For orders that are $99 or more, you get a half size from a proto. For orders that are $149 or more, you'll get that STEMMA QT breakout board. If you have an account with Adafruit, we'll make sure you don't get the same one twice. For orders that are $200 or more, you get the STEMMA QT breakout, the half-size Perma Proto, and free UPS ground shipping for continental US only. And then for orders that are $299 or more, you get the free ground shipping, the STEMMA QT board, the half-size Perma Proto, and a Circuit Playground Blue Fruit. While supplies last. If you want more info on that, just go to adafruit.com/free. Okay, next up, we'll take a look at the jobs boards. Let's see if there's any new job listings this week. Pretty much similar from last week. We got a new position, an audio circuit position contract, remote instructor for summer engineering program. So if anything of that nature sounds interesting to you, go to jobs.adafruit.com. Circuit Python meetings happen every Monday at 2 p.m. This week it was on Monday. I think next week we will push it to Tuesday, but we'll see. So stay tuned for that. It happens every 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the Discord server. It's a great opportunity to listen in to the CircuitPython devs and community and find out what they're working on. AdafruitDaily.com is the place you can subscribe to daily newsletters. Our favorite one being the Python on Microcontrollers newsletter. You can get your projects featured there by hitting up csp@adafruit.com. And shout out to everybody who subscribed to that newsletter. And shout outs to Anne and PT for collaborating on the latest issues. Issues? Is it good issues, not the bad issues? What else do I have? The newsletter once a week is, hey, this is that image PT was looking for. Woohoo, mysterious image. Adafruit.com/newsletter is a product-focused newsletter. It happens once a week, and you can subscribe to that one by heading over to adafruit.com/newsletter. Yeah. All right, I think that's all the housekeeping we have this morning. Yeah, we're ready to jump back into Discord and say hi. Is our audio okay?
No, you're good. What I'm
okay?
like bugging out about? No, it's freaking Twitter just went down, so I can't. Oh wait, no, here it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of streams
Ups
to maintain.
And downs.
we use Restream so that we just post to one place and Restream pumps it out to all the other ones.
Oh, cool. Let's jump into this week's awesome, very useful project.
Yay! This week we're taking a look at the new Cutie Pie with the ESP32-S2. This little guy now has WhipperSnapper support. WhipperSnapper is a really easy way to get your IoT projects in Adafruit IO. It's all done through like clicking. There's no coding or soldering in this case. So we made a case for this Cutie Pie. We've been making cases before, very particular to projects, but Brent, who's on the Adafruit IO team, asked if we had just a simple generic Cutie Pie, a case for a Cutie Pie, so that he could make like IoT projects. So that got me thinking I should make a generic multi-purpose, multifunctional kind of case for the Cutie Pie. So we came up with this three-piece design. It's got a back cover, a frame, and a top cover. And the interesting about this one is that we added these little vents. They kind of look like vents, but they actually are mounting slots. So the idea is that you can use M2.5 hardware to attach various PCBs that have mounting holes to these slots. So in this case, we have our very first temperature humidity sensor that has support for WhipperSnapper. It's the AHT20 STEMMA temperature and humidity sensor. So you just plug this in here with a still STEMMA cable, and it plugs into the back of the QT Py ESP32. And now you can start logging your temperature and humidity data without having to write any code or solder anything. It just plugs and plays, and you have this nice little case with a bunch of different mounting points. So it has those snap fit bits. You can install your cover here. You can have various different components. So in this cover, I have here a little OLED, and this is the OLED that has a STEMMA connector on there. And also we have these fun STEMMA QT rotary encoders. So it'd be cool to make a little gadget where you can just kind of stick and mount these STEMMA QT boards to the cover. So it's kind of a neat way to do it. Now we don't have support for WhipperSnapper for any displays or rotary encoders, but I thought it'd be cool to just show kind of how modular you can use these slots. So that's a nice way to kind of showcase different boards mounted either on the top or the inside of the case. Same thing with the bottom here. So you notice you have 4 of these. Yeah, four of these slots. And the slots themselves are sized for M3, but you can fit M2.5 hardware, which is what I'm using here. The majority of the STEMMA QT breakout boards use M2.5 holes, so that's kind of why I have them here. And it's cool that that they're M3 slots, so that you can kind of slide these around and position them differently if you want. Now, I thought it'd be cool to kind of show what's the biggest STEMMA QT sensor that we have, and that's this SCD30. It's a really, really high quality CO2 sensor, air quality sensor. It's pretty huge, but it definitely is able to fit here. So you can see like it slots right there, and it's just barely is able to hit, but all you need is really just these 2 screws, and you can mount it either on the inside or the outside of your little Cutie Pie case. Some other features, I have these tabs on the side, and what they can be used for is, of course, you can screw the bless you. You can screw this into something, so you can attach it to another surface, or I guess you could use it for like a strap or zip ties if you want to wrap it around a pole or something else. You can use them for all sorts of things, or you can just kind of hold them on like that. This little guy here is just a little kind of tag, kind of like a price tag thing, a hanger for like a pegboard or something. I got inspired by the Pocket Operator products. They have bigger tabs, but I thought it'd be fun to make a tab.
I thought it was for JP on his
right. It's also JP inspired it too, right, with the pegboard thing. So that's kind of a neat thing. I haven't really done that, so I figured I'd try to do it. I think I did up a little bit. Yeah. So let me show you how the Cutie Pie PCB gets mounted to this. Do you have a USB-C cable? I think I got one around here. Let's use this one. Yeah. So one of the things with this snap fit bit, let me do some focusing. Gotta manually focus. How about that? Is that better? Yeah. Okay. So the idea here is that there are 4 corners, and you notice that these corners have these little lips that kind of fit over the PCB. So what that allows you to do is that it gives you a really secure connection. So when I plug this in, it's not really moving too much. It's got a tiny bit of gap, but that's kind of what you need. You kind of need a little bit of gap tolerances so you're not like completely putting too much stress on the substrate. But there you get a good look at what it looks like. So plugging in a USB-C cable, you want to make sure that, I wanted to make sure that this was secured and like it would not pop out. So it's got a really secure connection. So the idea, so how do you install it and how do you take it out, right? It's a really firm connection. So the idea is that there are some reliefs here. That's why there's only corners, so that you can actually flex this out. So the idea is to put your thumb right underneath where the Cutie Pie would be, and then you use these 2 fingers here to kind of flex it open. So that's what this one hand is doing. Your other hand is going to grab onto the USB-C port, and then just kind of, as you're applying pressure with your thumb and pulling down on these 2 with these 2 fingers, that way you can kind of pop it out like that. And that way you can see kind of how this is working, right? So now I have, there There we go. So you want to be careful, hopefully nothing ripped off. I made sure to have enough clearance because it gets pretty tight right here. These little resistors are super important. You won't want those to break off. But you saw there, it didn't break off. Whew.
Not this time.
Not this time.
No, the design's
it's pretty good, yeah.
so it won't.
That's why there's only such little geometry here to kind of elevate the PCB. And the reason why it's got 2 steps, like 2 layers of elevation here, is because you have all those components that you have to account for. So the way to install it, you want to start with putting these 2 corners through the back there. So just fitting in there should fit underneath those little grabbers. And let me show you if you kind of see the geometry there. I'll show you in CAD, but there's a tiny little 1mm lip, and that's what kind of keeps the PCB inside and keeps it from falling out. So let me insert it in again at an angle, like that, okay? And then we're gonna do the same thing, put our thumb down here, 2 of these fingers, and then as you press it back, you can click it in. You heard that click there, and now it's nicely secured. And it's really important to have those reliefs here, and why not here and here too, just to give you enough, enough, I guess, geometry to flex this open. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's kind of how I figured out how to make a nice, secure snap fit for the Cutie Pies, and this should fit any Cutie Pie. It should fit the RP2040 and the CMD21. So those are the 3 Cutie Pies that should work. So that is how to do it. On focus there. So let me jump into the Fusion 360 stuff, and we'll walk through some of the things you can do in CAD if you want to use Fusion 360. All right, so here is.
Was one of the settings changed on there?
What does it sound like?
People are saying that it's echoey now.
You know what? I don't know. It's in the right setting, so we're just gonna have to deal with
maybe
echoes.
An angle or something. And real quick before we get a nice little look at this, Andy is saying, "Tiny robot is tiny. Now I cannot unsee this little robot."
It's a robot? Let me play with the focus. He's a little robot. That's great. Faces.
All right, continue.
All right, good. Yeah. What we're doing, CAD stuff,
Yeah,
and
take a look at
echoes.
CAD.
We have CAD stuff and echoes, right? Oh man, I'm all over the place. Sorry. That's not what I wanted to show. Okay, CAD stuff. So in Fusion 360, this is where I designed it. You can, if you have access to Fusion 360, you can modify the user parameters to make it different. So this is all parametric. So we got this little window here called parameters, and we can update those without having to jump into a sketch. Let's say you wanted to update the width and the length of the case to something bigger. Maybe we have a bigger PCB. So I'll make the width 100. I'll hit tab. Fusion will recalculate all the things. And now I'll change the length to 100mm as well. So this is a good, easy way to kind of make the overall dimension of the case update. And you'll see how the 3 pieces are all updated too. So if you want to find out how to kind of structure your designs this way, you could use this as a reference and see how I set up the sketches so that everything kind of stretches with it. Here you can kind of see how, as a cross section, you can see just how much clearance you have for everything. See here, I have a little bit of a gap in between all the mating surfaces, like the little snap fit pieces. So you can see just how much clearance you have there. And then we'll do another cross section. That seems to be a bug in Fusion. Let me delete that. Make a new cross section and use this face to see the inside there. So if you find yourself with like tolerances, things, you can always adjust the distance between the snap bits on the cover and the bottom cover. So there's about 0.2mm of clearance or 0.1, something like that. But you could change it if you want in the timeline. But that's just a good way to see kind of how much clearance you have between your mating surfaces. Okay, so that is the height or the width and length. What about the height? Well, if we want to change the height, right now it's set to 24 or 14. Let me change that to 24. So we want to get something bigger in there, and you can see that it changed just fine without anything breaking. This would work if you wanted to add like the SCD40 STEMMA sensor, the air quality sensor. If you want to add that in here, you would have to increase the height, because I think it's a little bit, it crashes into the Cutie Pie. So just be aware that you can change that. Let's see, some other things that you could change. Let me go back to the original size, whatever it was, I don't remember. There you go. Let's say you wanted to get rid of these things here, these little mounting tabs. How I would do it is I would go to the case, activate that. That way your timeline is nice and isolated. And then what we can do is look for, let's say if we just click on this, it kind of gives you an idea of what it was. So if I double click on that feature, you can see like, oh, that's the tab. So what I would do is I would right click on that and say suppress feature. And that just gets rid of all the features that are related to that tab. And you can see here in the timeline, it's been ghosted. So that means that's how many features it took to create those tabs. But if we don't want them, we could just right click, say suppress. Now you'll notice that the tabs are still there, but that's because they're on the part of the bottom cover. So I'm going to activate the bottom cover, do a similar thing, click on this area, see in my timeline that it is something here, right? Is this what it is? Yeah, if I double click on that extrude feature, you can see like, okay, so it's just a tab and then there's a mirror and a couple other things. So let me right click, suppress feature, and that might get rid of some other things. You can see it got rid of those slots. So let me undo that and then just delete these three things from features from the timeline. I think some of my selections are buggy because I'm running Wirecast. But there you go. That's one easy way to get rid of those things. And I have like a little error here, so just double click it and say okay. And that seems to be okay. Some other things. What is this one? Okay, looks like some of the fillets broke, but you could just reapply those. Why not, right? Maybe you don't want those slots there. You can get rid of those too. Another thing I think I have is like the spacing between those slots. I called it vent spacing. So let's say you wanted less of them, you want 7. You'll see that it updates like that. Maybe we do 5 if we want to add more of those vents. But yeah, you can play with those. The wall thickness is something you could play with too. I wouldn't play with that unless you really want to make it thicker. I wouldn't make it any thinner than it is, but hey, maybe you want to make it thicker or something. But those are some of the...
If you have different nozzle sizes too, you can mess with that.
Those are some of the fun, easy ways to modify the case dimensions, remove some features. Have fun with it. There's a lot of, I think, things you could do with it. And yeah, feel free to open it in a different CAD package. Maybe you have OpenShape, OnShape. You can download the step file from our Learn guide and use it that way.
I did post the link to the A360 link on there. So
cool.
Let me go ahead and add it to the guide as well, just in case they want to download any other formats that are available.
While I'm here, I talk about the 3D model for the QT Py ESP32. It's available as well as a STL or a step file or Fusion 360. It's got all the components that are populated on there, like the buttons, the capacitors, and even the antenna. I've been using Snap EDA. It's a website that's, I believe, a partner with DigiKey. A lot of the things that I find on DigiKey, they have links to a Snap EDA, which is a nice website that has a bunch of CAD packages for various electronic components, like this antenna. So I didn't have to draw it, and I was very happy about that. So huge shout out to Snap EDA. I think I also got this thing here. It's a crystal, some sort of special crystal. Yeah, that is my secret, Snap EDA. That's my secret. But yeah, it was really fun to convert this into a 3D model. Some of the board, since it's like a 4-layer board, there was some learning, with the thickness that I had to do. But hey, it's there and folks can download it now. So yeah. That is the CAD stuff. That's what I wanted to share. I also have a CAD explosion of the case, just to showcase, just to show the demo, how the standoffs and how the standoffs are used to attach the STEMMA QT breakout to the top cover. Can't quite show the bottom flexing with your fingers and all that to show how to install the Cutie Pie, but that's why I did a live demo, because you kind of can't do that in CAD. You can't simulate some things, right? Cool. Okay. So we got a learn guide. It's a real simple 2-page learn guide. So if you go to learn.adafruit.com, you can find a little bit of wordage about it. Links to the ESP32. Thanks to everybody for getting one. A couple cables. I'm glad these are in stock. We sell so many of these cables. It's good to have both sizes on hand. If you got something that's really close proximity, this, what is it, 100 or 50 millimeter long cable is really great, but when in doubt, the 100 millimeter long one is really good too. And here's one of my favorite pictures of Adabot with a Cutie Pie staring into the star set. The stargazing. Okay. In the 3D printing page, it will, show you the parts that are part of the list. There's only 3 parts. There's no support material needed. You can use PLA or PETG or whatever you like. Use your preferred PLA settings if you're printing with PLA. And there's some links here to download the CAD source, to the Fusion 360 thing if you want to do that, or just download the STLs as a zip. We also have our 3D models of our PCBs on our GitHub repo, so you can get those in various formats. And that's really the whole guide. Really, really short and simple this week. Very mini and cute.
Yeah, people like. Mark
Cool.
says, neat design, cool idea for holding the corners.
Yeah, I definitely want to do a layer by layer on that, just to show how I use the various features in Fusion to make it. I'll give you an idea here, because I just like Fusion so much. Let me open it again.
And I put the playlist so people can subscribe when that comes out. And people are also asking, when will the S2 be back in stock? Brent answered, sign up for the emails to get notified.
Nice.
I tried logging into the PLM or the Volcano, and I forgot I have not set that up. So I would give you a more better answer, but I can't see the stocks.
Yeah. You'll notice here that this is the geometry that the Cutie Pie hides under, right there. You can see that this is this is done with a sweep. So there's 45-degree angles here. That way it prints without any supports. You can see how this little piece here kind of keeps the PCB away from the bottom surface, and it has accommodation for those components. And yeah, you can see there was some trickery I had to do here for this. I think it's a SOD323, a diode or something. And like I had to make sure that this wall here was pushed in.
This is a repeating theme that happens with when we have to redo a case. Yeah. There's always a little component that gets into the way, as you'll see with the prototyping segment.
Hidden edges, yeah, you can see here.
So it's never like designing the same case over and over. It's always like a tiny little tweak that prevents it from working with the new boards.
Right. So I had to be very, very careful. It's just so packed with so many components.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got lucky that all the Cutie Pies will fit on this geometry here. You notice there's also like a drafted angle here. It doesn't go straight up and down. That's so that it has just more material and it won't break off, because it gets really thin up here, about 1.5 millimeters.
Yeah, the scale that you're working at here is always you got to print it out physically to see what the size.
Then, because of the case, you kind of have to cut away at this right here, so it's a flat surface. So you can't have that too close. You have to have a little bit of clearance between your surfaces there. 0.2 millimeters is always a safe bet. But that's just a quick insight. I'll show folks how to actually sketch that up and make it so that it will it'll have sketch constraints, so that it'll go to where you want it to go when you modify the dimension, the length or the width. So that'll be a fun thing to look at. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Just a quick preview.
And I have the playlist linked, so you can subscribe to that.
Cool. There's also a nice video on how to turn Eagle CAD files from Lamar or Adafruit into 3D models. Also have a video there you can search for. I recently renamed it because it was like Introduction to Library I/O, and it had like
nobody's searching that.
Nobody's searching Library I/O. Anyway.
What is that?
Yeah, that was before I knew how to name things. I don't know.
All right, very cool. Everybody
That's
likes
this week's project.
Nice little
Cutie Pie,
universal
WhipperSnapper
case.
Yeah, check out WhipperSnapper. It was super easy to set it up. I think I still have it open.
Yeah, I saw somebody comment saying that they just got their S2, had no idea what they're going to do, check out WhipperSnapper. A super easy way to set everything up. And
No, I'm not signed in.
I think you said it took you like a minute from unpackaging it, connecting the sensor, and you were up and running.
Yeah, look at all the boards now. We have the Feather ESP32, huzzah, the Mag Tag, the Pi Portal, and now the QT Py ESP32. So here it is. It's getting, if I had it plugged in, it would show you the raw values. This is the last values, but yeah, it's really cool. It just starts working right away. You can see a list of all the posts, of all the data that was received. This is the raw temperature sensor, I think. Yeah, no humidity, so whatever 46 is. I'm not sure what it is. But it's cool that it just works out of the box like that. And you can use the quick start guide for WhipperSnapper to install the ESP32. You just look for the UF2 file for your ESP32. You hit the reset button twice to get it in the bootloader mode. You just drag and drop it, and it like automatically works.
Because I just plugged it in.
Right.
Plugged in
it's looking for this.
Isn't that cool?
It's looking for the 8HT. So this sensor is right now the first supported sensor for WhipperSnapper. It's the AHT20. It has temperature and humidity, and it works really well. I like this.
Oh, I should have plugged this one in.
Yeah,
Whoops.
that one is the one you want to plug in.
Let me do this again.
Yeah. So what happens when you have two Cutie Pies? Does it know? Does it have like a MAC address or something?
I thought it was doing it by like the VID or something.
Oh, it's saying it's a new device. Oh. So let me say it's new. Firmware.
Actually, isn't this the old one?
Maybe. Yeah. But anyway, I updated it. Let me add a new component. Shout out to Brant and Lamar for wanting these 3D assets. And Tyler too. So there it is. Here I'll say I want it every minute. I want it to send and receive every minute. I can name it whatever, but that's the default I2C address, create component. And hopefully in a minute we'll get some data. And in the overhead here, we'll take a look at, you can, what's cool is with events, you can actually still see the LEDs blinking. So that's really cool. And if you want to use the NeoPixel LED for status indication.
That was actually Brent's request.
Yeah, he
being
wanted,
able to see the status LED going through the grill.
Cool. Well, we'll check in and see if the data... Oh, yep, there it is.
Woo-hoo.
Right now it is
pretty fast.
25 degrees Celsius or something. It's 77 degrees in here. Whew, it's hot. It's so cute and hot. All right, well, that's a quick look at the QT Py ESP32 running in WhipperSnapper. Huge shout out to Brant and the IO team for making it so damn easy. Like, this is gonna be great.
It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, back into the Discord. What's up, folks?
Let's see. I had some comments. I don't remember what they were.
Okay.
Post them again, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Brent said each device is considered unique. WhipperSnapper uses a tiny formula involving the ESP32's MAC address to Adafruit IO. Wonderful. That's great. So if you have multiple ESP32s, you won't have this collision confusion. It's cool to see that the I2 square airing being raised. We worked pretty hard on that. Yeah, it worked, man. I can break things all day.
Live demo. Yay.
Yeah, and you saw how quick it was to just, let me hook it up again, and it starts working. Yeah, that's great. Cool. Well, that's this week's project. More to come, right?
Yay. Yep. Just comments. People like the case. Really really good universal design for all boards.
This is all Brent. I just clicked a couple buttons. It's all Brent's fault.
Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's What Are We Prototyping?
What are you prototyping? This is so cool. Tell us all about what are you prototyping, Peter?
Yeah, so this is the Feather TFT. It's updated. It's got the S2 on there. You can see the little module on the back. And again, just another case. And what's different about this one is the two-piece for the top. Have not had to design something like this before. And the whole reason is because all of the little components around the end here, that the USB, the STEMMA connector, the two little buttons, and the JST all have this raised end. So I don't want to have to print something that had supports on it. So just chop it up, and it came out even better than I thought it would. So it's just
so slim. This is great.
Yeah, it's a nice slim little way to have a feather.
No, use this one. This is my IoT project. Don't disconnect it.
Yeah, and the really cool thing I'm excited about is just how I was able to get the STEMMA connector on there nice and flush with the cable.
I really like how Lamar designed it. So
it's nice and vertical.
QT is vertical. It's pop right. So it just pops right in like that.
At the top. I always get these wrong.
Yeah, you got to make sure that
There you go. Boop.
the order is correct.
Pops right in.
So it won't go in
nice
the
and
wrong
slim.
way. Yeah. This is a great display. It's an IPS display, so it's got really good resolution, and it's full colored. Yeah, what you want to show off is the battery. So you got your access to the JST connector for battery, and it has a built-in voltage indicator. So it's got a circuit for monitoring your battery's voltage, which is really cool. So you can see here, you're a little bit under there. You need a little bit more juice. Maybe plug this in, plug in that battery so you can charge the other battery.
Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to show off too is just the inside of the case,
Yeah,
like you were showing before. Yeah, no, you can add screws if you wanted to, but just the little design considerations and geometry. I had to cut away at the standoffs here in the back because of the module.
Yeah,
like, runs right into the smaller standoff hole or the mounting holes. They're actually smaller than what they are up here. So there's always differences in the board when Lamar has to add a new component to it, move stuff around, or make it, what is this 4-layer board now too. So there's always design considerations in that. So every single time we design something, it is completely different on the inside. May not look like it on the outside, but there you go. So again, another way to, having designed a 2-piece top like this, I was going to glue these 2 pieces together, but it doesn't need to because we have the snap fit. And the way the snap fit is happening is just a drafted angle with a little lip here. So it has a, when you extrude it out, it has a 5-degree taper on it. And same thing with the end piece there. And that's it. The other thing I want to try to add to this is having the built-in little button pushers so you can still access your boot and your restart. Cool. So that's the next thing I'm working on. But as you can tell, working with such a tiny little scale is you're definitely getting to the limits of what the size of the nozzle can print. So may work, may not. I'm going to try it. At least I'll have holes in there so you can like poke it with a tweezer or something.
Sure,
so,
yeah.
Nice little simple feather S2 case, and just in case it gets hot,
it does.
Have that
I was surprised
how
exposed. How hot the Cutie Pie was when I was doing the video. I was like, this is hot to the touch.
Yeah.
So be careful with your fingertips.
So we'll have access to that. And if you guys need any mounting holes, I'll probably add that as well. Or I don't know, maybe like the Lego connectors. If you guys need any of that. So yeah, open to ideas on however you guys are going to try to mount this. I think the other thing too is probably making a thicker version so you can have the battery included.
Yeah, I would add maybe mounting tabs because.
Or it could be separate.
Yeah, so huge shout out again to Brent who just posted up that this Feather TFT now has support for WhipperSnapper. It actually has the AHT20 temperature humidity sensor built right into the Feather. Where is that sensor on the back? You might need to expose it. I'm just now realizing.
It's one of these guys.
Right, Brent? It now has support,
somewhere
right?
around here, right?
Yeah. Brent said it. Something.
Well, you still got to make the CAD.
It was written in.
So got to design the Feather CAD for this. So once you get that, I'll look at where the footprint for that is.
You're right. I
cut it out
for you. Okay, but there is a sensor on there, no doubt.
I thought there was.
Yeah.
So it says it on the product page.
There's a blog post, right? Brent.
Kattni just finished the guide, so it's in moderation. That should be out hopefully this afternoon.
Okay. I thought it was a blog post. Maybe it was like a to-do. Here it is. Here's the blog post from Brent. Here we go. The AHT right there, and the LED is what you can play with.
Sweet.
So you can turn it on and off.
All right.
Add triggers.
All right.
Emails,
so buttons and sensor cutouts is what's next to this little case, and we'll release this next week.
Nice and finalized. Yeah, we're doing simple little cases and focusing on the new PCBs here. But yeah, this is great. This blog post here, I'm just showing it again. WhipperSnapper. Sweet. All right.
Oh, thank you, Sid. Saying very helpful info. Keep up the good work.
Yay.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. I think that's what we're prototyping.
That's what we're prototyping.
Yeah. We'll share more stuff. Otherwise, we'll be here all day, right? Okay. Shop talk.
All right.
Over the break,
yeah.
We decided it's time for a new printer, huh?
Yeah. So we did some spring cleaning, got rid of some of the printers that were, always having errors and whatnot, or they showing their age. I think the the Ultimaker and the Flash Forge.
We donated 2 of the ones that we don't use a lot, the Inventor 2 and the Ultimaker 3A. So we gave this to a couple of folks around here, and they have a student who's in school, and they had to pay for using their 3D printer, so we figured, hey, just take it, and they're really grateful for it.
Yeah, it's a really good friend. They're a cast member here, so they give us lots of really cool Disney access. We're like, hey.
Yeah, so always good to give back. But you're probably wondering, so what printer did we get? Well, we have a lot of good experience.
Well, the community has spoken on what type of printers they're all buying. It's all a lot of them. You scroll through Twitter and you see everybody has like an Ender or something from Creality.
It's like revealing our next child. What did we get?
No, I mean, I already posted this
I know.
a couple days ago. It's the Creality.
I didn't really say anything about it.
It's the Creality 10S Pro V2. There it is. Comes packaged very well. We bought it from Tiny Machines.
The dog
3D.
Approves. Yeah, Tiny Machines, they are out here in the States. They get these machines. They test them. They QA them. They write firmware. They make custom parts, and they upgrade these. So we got this one fully decked out. You got it fully decked out.
So I have a link in the show notes. When you buy a printer for them, there is so many customization options that they give you. Like you were saying, they CNC their own parts. They fix things that come in, from overseas to make sure that no, there's a bunch of stuff on the inside. So this one has the Nocta fans already installed, so it's so quiet. We have the Bodtech direct drive extruder on there. I didn't get fancy with any of like the slice or the Magnum extruder. I have no idea.
The ruby diamond tip.
I didn't get any of that. Just stock tips, because as I've seen, we go through those like candy.
But it's got the BLT touch. It's got a nice flex plate, double-sided, powder-coated PEI.
And one of the most important things too, their custom firmware on there, so it has all of like the overheat protection. It has like the full runout center. It is so flat, the flattest like leveling that I've ever seen on any of the printers that we have. And of course, we have this Raspberry Pi case to do the Octoprint setup. So that's how we're communicating, sending files over, and controlling all of the motors on it.
There's a special 3D printed case for the Pi camera that just kind of snaps onto one of the motors on the side. And that's kind of the best way to do the monitoring camera view. Yeah, and monitor it that way. But that's a quick look at our 3D printing room. How many Crealties do we have now? 4?
Yeah, I think we're on 4. Ooh. And yeah, just packaged really good. All the customization on there. I think if you want to go to their website, you can see all of the different. It's almost daunting if you've never done any 3D printing of all of the different
lots
extruders and nozzles and the bed and the fans and the motherboards and all that. Okay, it's a lot.
Cool. Well, what did you print on it? That right here.
Yeah, I printed the case, the Octoprint, the Pi case that you see there, which we had to do some updating on the guide.
Yeah.
For some reason, the download links were deleted, so I added those back in. This was designed by you
in Tinkercad maybe 5 years ago.
No, 123D, which became, I guess, Tinkercad Infusion.
Yeah, 123D was an Autodesk product back in like 2013 to 2015. It was killed, and it just was
absorbed into.
It was in between. It was like a baby version of Fusion 360, really. It really was Fusion 360, but like just like gutted down to just like its essential features. But in any manner, the file was missing, so we got it back up and we updated it so that it works with the latest Pis, because there was some geometry issues on the case where your SD card would get stuck. But if you like a Pi case that snap fits and has a face on it, there you go. Yeah. A lot of folks have printed this, so I'm glad to see it's still not dead after all this time. The Pi B Plus might be dead, but
yeah, some of the updates I did on it was just doing a little cutaway for the SD card, so you don't have to take it out or insert it back in when when you need to remove the Pi board for whatever reason, like connecting a camera cable or something, or the power on there.
Yeah, here it's funny. You can actually take 123DX files and import them into Fusion, because it's pretty much a step file. And there's no timeline because that wasn't a thing back then, so it's not parametric or anything, but you can come in here and modify a radius or something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, you can push this back. You can push this back and do things like that. Yeah, face case. You get the joke. Okay.
So when I was asking what printer we use, I just posted the link there directly to the.
And it's the Bowden, right, or direct? No, it's a direct drive.
No, it's direct drive. No. We
We
need to be able to
print some real nice Ninja Flex.
Ninja Flex and like even the higher temperature filaments too. So all that should be good to go.
I'm pulling up the page here just to take a look at the printer again.
I just posted it in the Discord as well, but here you go. You start off with just the basic one, and that is going to be the Bowden. So if you click on the hot end and extruder updates, you can click on the drop box there. I just did the stock one, but you can get like the Micro Swiss, the
Magnum.
Copperhead. Yeah, I know. I was looking at this going, I don't know what these are.
Name, Micro Swiss all metal hotted.
Yeah, so you can get all those.
Badass.
And all the nozzles.
I want the Noctua fan.
Definitely get that. Because when you have a room full of printers, or even if it's just one, you don't want
water resistant, wear resistant.
Yeah, I didn't get any of those.
Okay, and then of course your flex plate.
They're out of double-sided. Oh no!
You bought the last one.
Oh, you got enclosures and all that.
You can pick what filament you want. Mm-hmm. Comes with filament.
I really wish I had ordered during their sales because you would have saved like $200.
Oh, that's crazy! They sell enclosures too.
Yeah. So if you're doing ABS or any other,
our room is the enclosure.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it's air controlled. Yeah, but what was the time from placing the order to receiving?
I think 4 days. These guys are in Texas.
Did you pay extra for?
No,
they're in Texas. Okay, it's good to know. Here in the States, folks, just letting you know, Tiny Machines 3D.
So cool, and they have the open source firmware, and it's all on GitHub, so you can check out all their code and all that.
Wonderful. All right, that's our shop talk. Anything else you wanted for shop talk?
I think that's it. The Pi case, you got that.
Yeah, the Pi case.
That was the main pivot I wanted to talk about.
Pretty much to show that.
Oh yeah, and that Pi cam holder, if anybody wants to, that's right below there. One down.
Oh,
and this is where we're really nice.
It's a bit of a case to make.
Yeah, it is.
Loading. It's on Thingiverse. Give it a minute. It's got to load.
Now it says it's for the Ender, but it has like the same sort of monitor or motor setup.
It's a great
and render. It comes with the
it literally just clicks into the little stepper motor there.
Yeah, the one that I was using before was way over engineered, like all these little tiny pieces that would become all.
I know about over engineering. It has its own supports and stuff. Or you have to reorient the port.
You got to reorient it.
Okay, not a problem. Cool. Lots of people have made it. Look at that.
No, it is fantastic.
It is a really good one.
You just need a nut and a M3 screw.
Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, for the hinge there. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, you probably want to get a nice long Pi ribbon cable. And you know where you can get a Pi ribbon cable, folks?
Do we have them in stock? I actually got the 1 meter one that I got was too long, so I'm gonna need something that's like. What's the step down from the 1 meter?
Sometimes I can't search. My search don't work.
I think I typed in like Pi camera. Cable? Is that on the second page?
I think it's Pi cable ribbon. Cable?
Paul Curry says the face case is super cute.
Thanks.
Print a couple of those. Yes.
There it is.
So what's one down from the 1 meter?
300. I like we like the 1 meter.
What's the drop down one? Because I'm guessing those are in order. Yeah, so maybe a 600 one.
You think 1 meter's too long?
Yeah, it's too long.
That's funny.
So we need to get like two of those.
They're pretty good priced. You get a really long one, 2 meters. If you got something crazy. Yeah, that's too crazy. But yeah, Adafruit has really nice black cables.
I know, we used to have all white ones. Yeah, these look way better.
They look way better.
Oh, here's the ones we used to have.
Mm-hmm. The white ones. It says we last purchased this in 2015.
Oh.
Memories.
All right.
Oh, cool. I was.
Let's continue on to the community makes, I guess.
All right, community makes. Every week we find a fun 3D print. We print it. This week, Lego.
This one's so cute. I think it was PT or Lamar.
Yeah, agepbiz. Who does a bunch of great builds with Lego stuff. Mm-hmm. Put this one together. It's a free download, and it's on Prusa printers, which is great to see. So there are various diameters for different fingers. There's 2 studs, and they're so cute. Those are all the different diameters, and here's our little video that we put together. Printed it in different colors using some translucent PLA, again by agepbiz.
So freaking cool. Excellent for all the kids. Little stocking stuffers or little birthday.
Kids at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so cool. The only thing on the side is that I didn't use the wireless LEDs on there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Could have been like a little Thanos, but yeah, these work great with like the single studded little mini figs or
single studded. That's funny.
Super cute little.
Look at Adabot. Did the folks know about Adabot? We did this Lego compatible Adabot figurine a couple years ago, and we used a 0.2 nozzle, so that's how detailed it is.
Yeah, like
fantastic.
This is
Puts
all
in place
of the different pieces
joints.
for it.
Fantastic. It's dual extruded as well.
Yep.
Super fancy shit.
Little,
I know they haven't broken
antenna.
off yet. We printed like maybe 4 of them, and I think 2 of them still survived, but
yeah.
we've had a few of them where their ears
all, like the arms and
break off.
the hands all come off. Like
Yeah.
definitely check that
A
out.
0.2 nozzle, folks. Crazy. So anyhoodle, you got a bunch of little single stud accessories like our little BB-8 here from Star Wars.
I like the moon one, of course.
The little moon guy from our Saturn V rocket build.
And yeah, he
the
did a really good
tolerances
job.
all
in
worked out
that.
really well, huh?
Yeah, all of it's nice and smooth, so it should be able to fit your fattest finger.
I'd love to see folks with the resin printer print it out.
Oh,
You'll get some
yeah.
phenomenal quality. We have yet to jump back into the resin printer craze because we were there in the beginning and it was stinky and awful and smelled really bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just brutally honest.
It's pretty cool. All right, yeah, this is an excellent way. I've had this idea for a while,
Yeah,
but I'm super happy that
he
he got this out.
Oh, you're making an Olympic ring.
All right,
The Olympics.
it's pretty cool. Check it out.
Yeah, very, very cool. I'll go back to the page. And
Yeah, look at this excellent photography. He's got the kid in there too, wearing it.
yeah, they look fantastic. I like the matte colors. And follow agepbiz too on all the socials.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because I
Always
love his
posts
builds.
excellent designs.
Yeah. These are really great. I love how folks are using Prusa printers and posting makes and stuff. That's so many. This is really cool how they do their makes. They kind of collage it here. What?
Oh,
Look,
wow.
there you go, picture for you. Your favorite.
Oh, I wonder if they actually like ripped out the RFID and stuck it in there. And it actually unlocks your car.
Snap. That would be nuts.
That is a good
That's
idea.
a risky. Oh, that is cool. It's collage
wow.
together.
Huh. I love the little
How did-
diamonds. Why didn't I think of that?
What happens when Lego, like, I don't know. Never mind.
What are you gonna do, Lego? I mean,
I
come
know,
on.
like you're gonna make.
You're
this
promoting
enough.
our stuff. We're mad.
Yeah, are you gonna be mad at us, Lego? Sorry, we have beef with Lego. No, we don't. I miss Lego building.
All right, cool. Continue on to the community makes. Next
Where's
one.
the Lego cop? There's no Lego cop.
I like how we called it a brick ring to avoid them
Bye,
beating
buddy.
them.
Hi, buddy. Good cop, bad cop. That's what Lego is. They're good and then they're bad.
Are these new? The LED hourglass?
Yeah, those are new. I'm being really cheeky. I'm so sorry. All right, so let's continue on with the show. I apologize for whatever I did.
Next up is a really cool
So
hourglass.
shout out to folks for posting makes on the places. This one was posted up on Prusa Printers by Investigate is their username. It's a make of our LED hourglass. We 3D printed a hourglass with these 2 LED matrices. I think it uses a feather or something. Very, very cool build. Yeah, it's a feather. Very neat. It's got an accelerometer built into that feather. I think it's the Feather Sense. We have 2 versions of it as well. One using smaller LED matrices and one using a bigger LED matrices. Check out the Learn Guide code. It's all available. Open source. Shout out for Investigate for posting their make. It looks really great. I love that textured. You can tell when they have a textured build just by looking at that first layer here. Very, 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 very sweet. Good choice of LED colors as well.
I like that flare on there.
Yeah, that's very cool. All right, next we have a heat press rig. Right? No. I named this wrong. I didn't copyright. But let's look at this one anyway. So Spray Belly on Thingiverse posted up their make of this 2.9 e-ink feather wing. It's just a little stand that prints without any supports, and it's for the feather wing that has an e-ink display. So
Nice.
Really nice to see. It says I took the design and split the body with the width at the midpoint and split the height of the midpoint of opening it up the length to height it so that it would work for a larger display. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's kind of a bit of a remix. Yeah, it's a remix for this bigger 2.9. Oh, I see what you did. Very cool. Great. So if folks want that, they can always find it through the remix section of that. Okay, cool. I thought it was different. All right. And that was Spray Belly on Thingiverse. Okay. Another Prusa Printers make. This is the heat press insert rig. So What the Filament posted up their remix of the clamp that holds the soldering iron. I see a lot of people making their own because there's just so many soldering irons
are all
that you that's the one piece that you want to customize and mix yourself because it's going to fit your hardware. So this is a cool little kind of hardware that kind of latches it in and clamps it without having to worry about too much on tolerances. As long as you have some sort of mechanism that can tighten and loosen it, you're looking pretty good. I love that color scheme. Look at that.
I was going to say, that green looks really nice.
So if you are finding yourself needing to just do a lot of heat set inserts and they have to be perpendicular every time, you definitely want to consider making a rig. It's just a piece of 10 to 20 extrusion, lots of screws, and some 3D printed parts. You can get your own soldering iron. Really happy about this build. Anytime I need to heat set, it's such a pleasure to use something that just works and it's really smooth and all that stuff. So huge shout out to What the Filament for making their own.
Yeah, even if it's just one thread that you need to insert, you want to make sure that it's nice and straight.
Yeah, the reason why I made it is because like I had this big part and I ruined the whole part because I just when I pulled it out, when I pulled up, it pulled out and it completely ruined the hole. So my whole part was ruined, and you're looking at like 10 hours of fail. It's heartbreaking. So that's when you spend 10 hours or 10 days of engineering a flipping tool. All right, is there more?
Yes, we have, I think, 2 more.
Yeah, we got a Nefertiti. This is crazy. So let's take a look at this. This is a crazy good paint job.
Whoa.
Of Nefertiti. But take a look at the model. Like Nefertiti did not have all of this.
Cool. It's like the whole rest of the bust.
I think so. So Enigma Prime posted this up. It looks like it was resin printed, right?
Maybe.
No, I don't see any layer lines. But I think I see the support zits, right? We're like investigating, like archaeologists here, Egyptologists.
I know that.
I think that was a tree support right there.
I think so.
Yeah, but I've never seen Nefertiti's bottom half completely remade.
I like the
that's nuts.
The jewelry that was added.
Look at this background. What's the story behind that? Really cool.
How freaking cool.
Yeah, I love the colors too. Really nice. So Nefertiti bust was the original thing. We like hollowed it out using Mesh Mixer, and folks have just made all sorts of fun remixes. So it's good to see somebody adding to the geometry. Like, look at that. That's fantastic.
Oh, cool.
Very, very cool. And that is by Enigma Prime. All right, one last one here. What's up? This one here, posted up by Make Lively. Thank you, Make Lively, for sharing this in multiple places too. Thank you for tagging. It's cool when folks like know who the designer is, because a lot of times we don't credit ourselves in our posts. We're just like Adafruit, and we like walk away. But anyway, Make Lively shared this with us. It's their build of a lab shaker. This is a device used in labs to just shake something up. So in this case, they're trying to get some solvent, maybe some acetone or something, and to clean up these little pieces here, these little metal things. We used it to agitate our PVA prints. We started playing around with a lot of PVA support material, and you really have to agitate it in water, warm water. So we designed this little lab shaker using a Cricut, Adafruit Cricut, feather, or maybe it was a Circuit Playground, and a DC motor, just a regular toy motor, and a little potentiometer to control the speed. And it works really well, and it has a lot of uses. So if you ever need to agitate anything that's yay small, yay big, it's a good little thing. Folks have remixed it too, so you don't even need like a Cricut. You could just use a 9-volt battery and a DC motor. Folks have done that, so it's really cool to see. This was printed on a Krill T Ender 3. Works great. Spent most of the time trying to reroute the wires inside so the snap fit would hold. Stubborn and not wanting to reprint, hardly handy because all the electronic parts from the past project were sitting around, so not so much use anymore. Okay.
Very nice.
Not so much in use anymore. Very, very cool. And that is this week's Community Makes. Thanks everybody for sharing their makes with us. I'm going to end the show now.
All right, let's close it out.
Yes. Any other last comments and stuff, let us know. If not, we invite you to come on Show and Tell tonight, which is back-to-back shows tonight. The return of Lamar and Phil hosting the Show and Tell. Hope to see you there. It's every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Ask an Engineer shortly follows after at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Like Andy Calloway's comment.
Support.
This is for the movers and the shakers and the makerverse.
That's funny. Okay.
And then tomorrow's
JP's workshop, every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Deep Dives with Scots are on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time or 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We do the show every Wednesday. Lamar does her show on Sundays from the desk of Lady Ada. Mondays, the Circuit Python meetings. Tuesdays is JP's product pick of the week. This week it was a relay.
Yeah.
Or was it relay STEMMA? I think it was relay STEMMA.
Don't forget to tune in live for the 50% off. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. And then the show. We will rename one day.
The 3D printing show?
I think it was going to be Noah and Pedro show.
I don't know if you guys got ideas for a new show name, theme, all that.
Because everybody has they have their name like JP's got John's workshop, and then we have Deep Dives with Scott, and we used to have from Tony's desk and Lady Ada her desk, so we need our name in it somehow. So
I mean, it's kind of in there. 3 Hangouts, Noah and Pedro, but
Noah and Pedro show.
The Hangouts was supposed to reference Google Hangouts, the way we used to do the streaming.
Yeah,
but
that was
that's
the only way to stream
dead.
it. This is before YouTube had streaming.
Yeah.
And always a history lesson.
All right, that's gonna be it for the show. Don't forget to tune in.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We hope you're inspired, and good luck with all your maker endeavors. But until next time, remember to make a great day.
See you later tonight.
Later, folks. Yay.